Hello, this is TinBoy752 and welcome back for another LLAS card breakdown. This time we'll be looking at the UR-Set Star Seeker from the item exchange event, Link Across the Milky Way. The scouting banner will be available until July 14 afternoon. Basic info, my thoughts on the cards, and then the verdict. Oh look, it's Zeno Robroy, and she's here to see the stars! Now I'm just joking, we have Star Seeker Setsuna. As pure voltage card, her base stats will start off at 7,524 appeal, 5,069 stamina, and 6,230 technique with 18.60% critical rate. Her 5th limit stats will end up at 13,464 appeal, 9,087 stamina, and 11,106 technique with 33.31% critical rate. Setsuna's skill is voltage gain, gaining voltage by 25 to 37% of her appeal at 33% chance. Her passive ability is Appeal Plus, affecting all cards by increasing base appeal by 3 to 4.2%, and her show ability is Appeal Buffer, increasing base appeal by 5%, affecting all cards on appeal chance start, and only activates only once per live show at 30% chance. Last year, we had Princess of the Night Sky Rico, which did very well for a second year at Pure Team. Now, Setsuna succeeds her in being the pure voltage card of the trio. For stats-wise, her appeal stat is slightly better than her Festival 2 card, but it would have been nice if she were to lower her stamina stat. Setsuna has great voltage scoring for her scouting card, generic voltage gain, her passive and show ability affects all cards, making her a good backline for pure teams. The disadvantage is that her show ability is not only rare to activate, but also the condition to activate it on appeal chance start. Better than Thanksgiving me as appeal chance excess condition, but it's still not good for a show build. Thank goodness she is finally back in the scouting lineup after debuting 2 event URs and 2 limited URs in a row. This is sad news for budget players, but on the bright side, you may have a chance to get the latest UR on her birthday scouting at step 5. This is what she looks like in costume preview. Now Setsuna in this costume looks more like Nana instead of Setsuna. But on the bright side, she does have a sparkling glittering costume. Unfortunately, the design for this one is less glittery and more or less a texture paint, so I expected that when it is going to optimize for a mobile game. I do like the thin frame glasses and earrings are also invisible to my eyes, but this one's pretty good anyway. The top hat, it kind of almost reminded me with a Hanamaru tail costume, but I prefer this costume since it felt it's gonna be looking like a little bit glittery, but for my sake, I think this costume is pretty good. Pretty bluish, which is contrast to red fiery theme, but at least she's going for an astrology class with a grade A. Our Star Seeker Umi is here to write the stars. As a natural skill card, her base stats will start off at 7,252 appeal, 3,813 stamina, and 8,010 technique with 39.03% critical rate. Her 5th limit stats will end up at 12,983 appeal, 6,384 stamina, and 14,350 technique with 58.05% critical rate. Umi's skill is Critical Rate Buffer, increasing critical rate by 26 to 30% with 3 no's, affecting her strategy at 33% chance. Her passive ability is Appeal Plus, affecting natural cards by increasing base appeal by 4 to 5.2%, and her show abilities is Technique-based healing, restoring stamina by 6% of her stamina on appeal chance start. So I wish I could roll for Umi, but her skill set is a mess. I compliment that she is an average critical scorer with less stamina stat for more power, but does her skill set needs to be mixed up? Her skill increases critical rate, which I do not think it is necessary once you have enough critical scorers on her strategy. Her passive benefits natural cards that you also need to sideline her with other natural critical scorers. Now, I wish I could say her show ability is the one saving grace for autoplay teams, thanks to her condition. If you need to use voltage scorers on a natural song, then you can use this Umi card and she will boost critical rate for those cards, but her purpose is to be a backline carry for natural teams. Alright, this is what she looks like in costume preview. Umi's variation this time copies some parts from Setsuna's costume, but she does not opt for thigh highlightings. However, Umi does go for wavy hair, which is pretty beautiful for for UR costume. Now, just like Setsuna's variation, and I guess for the rest of the set, all of the texture here is actually painted. Not one of them has a sparkling layer, which will allow the game to render shiny sparkles around the costume. But I digress. But since this is a mobile game anyway, she also has the book and the crystal ball right behind her, the ribbon. I think this Ubi card is pretty smart to be written into stars. The scouting answer that you can get is Colorful Dreams, Colorful Smiles, Kanata. As an active SP card, her base stats will start off at 4,295 appeal, 3,310 stamina, and 4,672 technique with 29.01% critical rate. Her 5th limit stats will end up at 7,317 appeal, 5,644 stamina, and 7,945 technique with 38.83% critical rate. Kanata's skill is SP Voltage Buffer, increasing voltage gain for her next SP burst by increasing 20 to 22% of her technique. Her passive ability is Technique Plus, affecting Nijigasaki cards by increasing base technique by 2 to 3.2%. And her show ability is SP Gauge Fill, filling SP Gauge by 8% of her appeal on live show start at 50% chance. I'm seeing a pattern that over half of the Colorful Dreams, Colorful Smile set has to focus on Nijigasaki cards. Kanata is making a decent SP voltage gate buffer until you notice that her SP fill show ability only works at 50% chance. She can gain more power through Peel Plus Insights, but I do not see any idea if Kanata is useful once you have an UR replacement costume collection. Our Star Scholar of the Fallen Angel, Star Seeker, Yoshiko is here to delve into destiny. As cool skill card, her base stats will start off at 4,059 appeal, 5,198 stamina, and 6,980 technique with 35.94% critical rate. Her 5th limit stats will end up at 7,266 appeal, 9,302 stamina, and 12,498 technique with 52.49% critical rate. Yoshiko's skill is Technique-based Healing, restoring stamina by 20 to 32% of her technique on 33% chance. Oh wow. Her passive ability is Technique Plus, affecting cool cards by increasing base technique by 4 to 5.2%, and her show ability is Critical Power Buffer, increasing voltage gain from critical notes by 5%, affecting cool cards on live show start at 30% chance. I think her little demons will come for UR as per the standard Yoshiko featured event. Now Yoshiko is a decent UR with weak voltage scoring but great critical potential for an event UR. Stats wise, her weaker technique healer due to very low appeal, but she can sustain and heal better. Her skill is pretty good as a secondary healer on any song that defers guard type healers. Her passive and show ability are focusing on cool cards, which is good. Her show ability is not okay, despite she does grant 5% critical power buffer. For balancing purposes, the show ability had to be activated only at 30% chance, and you have to cross fingers if Yoshiko will activate it for expert and challenge songs. As for the event UR variation, this is what she looks like in costume preview. Now, to contrast with Umi and Setsuna's variation, she is opting in for something different though. She does have shorts underneath her starry scholar skirt, but her costume is still the same as the other variants too. Texture painted, a galaxy star, well, galaxy brain, I can tell. This Yoshiko card almost copied Setsuna, but her hair bun is right behind it. So she basically braided her hair to the back, and she does not have a ribbon from Umi's. They still retain the book and crystal though. But I do gotta say, this Yoshiko card for an event art is pretty good. She does have the split personality costume trend, which has been going on for some time now since the start of All Stars. But I think this is a pretty fair split costume at least. The first event SR that you can get is Colorful Dreams, Colorful Smiles, Lanzhu. Well, this is going to be interesting. As Cool Guard card, her base stats will start off at 3,457 appeal, 3,669 stamina, and 3,352 technique with 10.05% critical rate. Her fifth limit stats will end up at 5,889 appeal, 6,246 stamina, and 5,712 technique with 17.13% critical rate. Lanzhu's skill is shielding, gaining shield by 15 to 27% of her stamina. Her passive ability is Stamina Plus, affecting Nijigasaki cards by increasing base stamina by 3 to 5%, and her show ability is Revive, reviving the team by 10% of the current stamina on live show start at 30% chance. Lanzhu is moving to be a decent shielder for new players. It's almost perfect for taking extra time to heal. So it's been a year and 3 months since we have a card that can revive your team during a live show. Honestly, this has to be a better reviver than Wonderful Rush Ellie, but do we really need another cool attribute reviver? Smile is the only attribute that does not have a reviver in the game ever, and I think this card might be necessary for Yume and Tobira or Niji to bash with the challenge, but I do not think we need another cool reviver. If you missed the Detective Yohane event, then get this Lanzhu card. It's fine to use her, but she is a collection card unless you want to increase her bottom level cap if she is an event reward SR. The second event SR that you can get is Mirai Boko Ruby. As pure voltage card, her base stats will start off at 3,881 appeal, 3,150 stamina, and 3,457 technique with 10.37% critical rate. Her fifth limit stats will end up at 6,603 appeal, 5,355 stamina, and 5,889 technique with 17.66% critical rate. Ruby's skill and active ability is Appeal Buffer. As skill, she increases effective appeal by 1.2 to 2.4% for 10 notes, affecting first year cards. As show ability, she increases base appeal by 3%, affecting all first year cards on live show start. Her passive abilities Appeal Plus, affecting first year cards by increasing base appeal by 2 to 3.2%. Good news, we do not get a voltage card that uses SP type or skill type skill set. Bad news, Ruby is a dedicated first year appeal supporter. She is a literal cheerleader for same year buddies. Costume collection. Where the stars align, this scouting banner has got to be one for the voltage scoring fans. And Setsuna is finally coming back as a scouting UR in a very long time. Setsuna is great for pure second year synergy, but her show ability is a letdown. Umi is a star scholar with a complicated same strategy, natural synergy needed to fully utilize her skill set. Yoshiko is the star scholar that you can use in cool, expert, and challenge songs, but do need to be lucky to get her show ability to work. For the SRs, Lanzhu is the only SR that I can give kudos to because we already have a new reviver to the game, but rarely useful in some cases. Kanata and Ruby are left to settle down the neutral stars. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell. I stream games 3 to 4 times a week on YouTube at 21PHT. Links to my socials are in the video description below, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. See you soon.